Dear Mujibaba, since several years I am trying to search for the real self. The real who am I? Sometimes I search with full heart. Sometimes only half-heartedly. So there is a lot of restlessness. Please, can you speak to me that I really can hear it? How to find the self in this life? What shall I do? Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. Very good. So, first of all, let me say, you speak, I want to find a self, and I must start again to redefine what we mean when we say the self. Because everyone speak of myself. You know, I want to go there. You know, well, as for me, myself, blah, blah, blah. We have a sense of self, okay? So I feel like saying, everyone knows they exist, isn't it? We all know we exist. Even your parents didn't have to tell you you exist. You automatically know you exist. You see? Nobody told you, listen, you exist. Well, you were already there. Even if someone were to tell you, you exist. You must have been there to hear the words, you exist, to say, yes, I know. So this is a very natural thing. You exist. The next thing is to find out, as what do you exist? Because everyone feel I exist, but no one looks into what this is. We assume and just take it for granted. I exist. As what do you exist? Some people say, look, I'm here, what you talking about? I said, okay, the body I can see. Is it the body that is saying I exist? Is it the body that is saying I exist? Is it not that there is something inside the body that is aware it exists? Maybe even inside the body it exists? So, what is this sense I am? Because you mentioned, I want to find the real I am. Well, you already have a sense I am. What does it refer to? I am. Well, the term am means to exist or to be. I am. I exist. But I is what that exists? Now, please stay with me. I am. I exist. Now, if we just take this statement, I am. I exist. I said, don't add anything more to it. Don't add anything more to this. Don't make it a longer sentence. Just the sense I am. And I'm inviting everyone on this. The intuition, the untaught sense I am, I exist. If you don't touch anything else, don't connect this with any other word. I exist. I who exist. As I said, am means to exist. What is it that says I exist? Please be patient. Sometimes your mind is not going to help you here. Or it's going to start giving you opinions. But we are not here to talk about opinions, but to discover directly, experientially to discover. Let's come again. I am. Just a sense I am. Even if you hear me say, I am, it is referring to something that is already here. You didn't suddenly become I am. So the words I am is on behalf of something that is already here. So again, I'm asking each and every one, leave off no more words, just I am. Just the essence, the feeling, the sense, the vibration, I am. Don't let it connect with any other thoughts or intention. Just be with this sense, I am. And don't be waiting for something to happen. Just the sense, I am. What if we don't touch other things? Just what is really here that the sense I am is referring to, relating to. It is just the sense of being, of existence. Now, in our life, nobody pays attention to this. We take it for granted. Of course, I exist. But I want to tell you how important it is to really register your existence consciously to yourself. Sit with this sense I am without trying to describe it in words. Without trying to describe it with words. And if from the mind is coming some noise and some opinions, I want you just to ignore that for a moment. The answer will not come from outside. So don't look for anything in the material world, in the existence. It will not help you here. It's already in the very heart of your own self. Don't search for an image, like a shape of a heart or anything. That's not going to help you. Just the pure sense by itself. Imageless and wordless. This is going to be an amazing beginning of your discovery. The intuition, the sense, I am. You are already here even before you say I am. Even before you say I am here, you are here. The words are an afterthought. You are already here. As what are you here? So just this simple acceptance, simple resting in the natural sense of being. Don't go and chase any concepts or develop any mental noise around it. This is a secret that everyone can experience now. The sense of being. Is the sense of being male or female? Is that what it is? I'm asking you all. No, it is not. I am. Does it relate to being, English or American or Australian or Arab, or does it mean the sense I am, just the sense? Is it limited by any shape? If this appeals to you, just to sit with this, just a sense. Mind might says, okay, you're wasting your time. I am what? I am what? Because this is our habit, to link up the natural intuition, the sense I am, with some action, or some shape. I am a son, I am a husband, I am a technician, I am a scientist, I am a teacher, all these things. No, just I am. It is said in ancient scripture, the name I am is one of the name of God. Just I am. And this I is beyond male or female, beyond any categories. What does it point to? Just the sense of being. And even more, it means I consciousness am. I exist. Just imagine if you could add any other thing about yourself without consciousness. Is it possible? I am a man, I'm an astronaut, I'm a scientist, I'm a doctor, I'm a priest, even I am awakened, I am anything at all. Could you say that without consciousness? Even the I amness itself, can there be awareness of I am without consciousness? So I am denotes I consciousness, am, or I exist. Just be with this, without waiting. Because the mind, waiting is a quality of mind. It means this is not complete. Wait, there's something else to come. I'm saying, what if nothing else is to be added to this for the moment? Just I am. You may experience, because I am saying like this, some restlessness, because usually the I am gets hooked into something else and blossom into some other shape or something, and we are used to that in the world, and you accept that shape. Like, I am this guy, I am this person, I am this, I am that. But if you don't touch these for now, and this will be your spiritual practice, your sadhana, let's put it like that, just discover, just pay attention. Could something as simple as this, as present as this, as effortless as this, could this be of any value? Could this give me a clue of what is true? Be patient. I have simple pointers for you, and they work because I am not guessing what you're trying to find. So I am only pointing out, don't follow your mind, because the mind will always be sending you on another journey. I don't want you to, what you are searching for, if you are searching for truth and freedom, for your true self, for the God self, you don't have to take a plane and go anywhere. Right where you are right now. Start with this simple guidance. I am the feeling I am. Rest in the wordless sense of I am. Be one with it. You will see that you are conscious. And look what happens sometimes. Sometimes we start to feel your attention is going off to link up with some thought, to spin off into some direction. Okay, this you must watch. What causes this? It is as though there is a power or some force inside that gets irritated that you are searching to be anchored in this simple, natural sense. We call it the mischief of Maya. It's one way. We have many words for it. But the deceiving energy, we also call it, that creates distractedness. Some people would rather build a spaceship to go to some other planet to try and find what is I am. But I'm showing you right here. Rest in that. Keep your attention one with this sense, I am. Because as long as you are alive, it will be your first knowing. It is your first knowing that arises within you. Okay? This is how important it is. Before you touch the second one, and the third and the fourth, which multiplies quickly, it mushrooms quickly into this forest of noise and concepts. Get to know I am. What it means, not just conceptually, but experientially, spiritually, energetically present. You follow or not? And all of you I'm speaking, I'm looking at all of you right now to say this thing. Okay? And I want to tell you again, knowing how the psychological mind behave to try and put you off the scent. If you experience that there's some force that, as soon as I said, be one with it, some something is getting restless, like, can we talk about something else now? Can we talk about something else? This energy has been distracting your attention for a very long time. We don't know how long. Why? Because the power inherent in yourself, in your self-knowledge, it is so powerful in the most harmonious way, in the most satisfying way, in the most complete way, in the most direct way, that it seems as though there's a force inherent within our system that doesn't want you to discover that. Because the minute you discover that, you stop being a slave to your own nonsense mind. You follow? So it's a great start. From the very first point we are talking about, let's not overlook the most essential knowing, the primal knowing, the intuition, the sense I am. You see, in our world, this natural, innocent sense is quickly given to other things to connect with other thoughts, and so this amounts to a distraction. You never get to anchor your attention and being in this simple knowing, the primary knowing. Thereafter, you are searching all over the place to try and find an answer to your restlessness. And it starts right here. Are you connecting with what I'm saying, all of you? Mm-hmm. You better be, because then you don't waste time. Don't waste time. If you miss this first, it's like you start off on a journey, and as the first step you make goes into the wrong direction. You see? No, the first, before you make a step, investigate. I know I'm here. What is it that's here? What does it mean I'm here? Why is the restlessness to go off into something? And we have tried so many places, so many things, and you have not been satisfied. You have not. There's no difference between you and I in this. We have tried so many things, so many relationships, so many places, so many things of interest, getting, study, everything, just to satisfy, to come to rest in your own being. And don't get me wrong, nothing is wrong with all the things that you have to do in the world. You may do them, but without knowing and resting in your own awareness self, you will not be satisfied. You must make this your first discovery, your first satisfaction. And this will automatically bless every aspect of your expression thereafter. Please trust what I'm speaking. Okay? So you see, I don't even need to go through all of this. Since several years, I'm trying to search for the real self. The real who am I? Well, I told you it can never be in the next room. It cannot be in the vicar's pocket. It cannot just be in the Bible. You have to discover inside you. Sometimes I search with full heart. I search with full heart. Sometimes only half-hearted. So there's a lot of restlessness. So before any restlessness, you see, even when I ask you to just pay attention and just be. Don't make up anything. Don't construct. Don't try to reach anything. Simply look with what you have and are already, the sense I am. Don't create. Just pay attention to the sense I am. All the mysteries in the world is in this one. Okay? It might sound, what is he saying? What is he saying? If I just stay in myself, or am I going to discover anything? That has been the mistake. Stay and you'll begin to see. I promise you, and I stand by my words. Resting as I am, without touching any other concepts, and without holding on to any shape about what you are, in this sense of naturalness and emptiness. Just be present, and you'll begin to discover something that perhaps it's about time you discover it more and more. You will feel something that you cannot get from anything else. It's as though you open the storehouse of your own wealth, your own being, a deep tranquility and peace, a sense of true centeredness, a natural happiness. Of course, Mr. Mind is going to come. He's going to say, yes, yes, okay, okay, but what about the rent, and what about this, and what about that? He wants to drag you out into the field and set you on fire about all kinds of things. But I want to tell you, start and be anchored in your alreadiness, not your becomingness, your alreadiness. This is when you say and feel the sense or the intuition, I am, it is already the announcing of consciousness of the God presence within you. Stay with that first thing. Okay? So, thank you, Gabriel. Beautiful name, by the way. And thank you. Okay? Stay with us, please. Love you, love you. Okay. Thank you. Ah, wonderful. Very good.